From the 3rd to the 6th of September, an international conference was held in Rwanda with the participation of the United Habitat, the European Union, country members of the African Union, Caribbean and Pacific, and the government of Rwanda as one of the countries members of the Union. This conference was aimed at studying the best way to improve infrastructure as a way to fight against poverty in country members of the African Union, Caribbean and Pacific, especially looking at a way to stop the disorder in construction. It was an important conference, looking at the theme, the participants, the topics discussed, and the decisions made. The conference was attended by more than 350 officials coming from 60 different countries. Amongst them were ministers in charge of infrastructure and other partners from NGOs and other investors in infrastructure. The conference was officially launched by the Prime Minister of Rwanda.
On behalf of His Excellency Paul Kagame, the President of the Republic of Rwanda, it is my great pleasure to speak at the official opening of this high-level segment of the second UN Habitat International Tripartite Conference that aims at discussing new urban agenda for the 21st century, sustainable urbanization and inclusive urban development in Africa, Caribbean, and Pacific countries. First of all, I would like to warmly welcome to Rwanda. Enjoy the Rwandan hospitality before going back to your respective countries. And don't forget to find some time to go around and enjoy the beauty of our peaceful and clean city of Kigali and see how we are trying to upgrade our slums. As you all know, this conference aims at agreeing on a common sustainable urban agenda for ACP countries. Its conclusions and deliberations will help the ACP countries to harmonize their contributions to the soon planned assessment of the achievements of the Millennium Development Goals, particularly those related to urban poverty reduction and slum upgrading.
The conference aimed to discuss renovating cities and developing construction in countries in the African Union, Caribbean, and Pacific. This program will start in 34 countries, including Rwanda. It is the second conference of this kind. The first was held in Nairobi, in Kenya, in 2009. The first conference was aimed to put all efforts together in order to improve infrastructure and construction, especially in construction disordered zones, with the purpose of renovating cities and improving a long-term construction quality.
In Rwanda, the second Economic Development and Poverty Reduction Strategy, EDPS, that guides Rwanda's medium-term development ambitions for 2013 to 2018, was adopted by the government of Rwanda in April this year. The recent Urbanization and Human Settlement Sector Strategic Plan, designed to support the EDPRS2, carries a mission of ensuring Rwanda's human settlements and urbanization are sustainably managed and promoted, supporting economic development and benefiting all strata of population. This strategy has two high-level objectives which focus on urban management and developing a network of urban settlements around economic activities. The challenges of sustainability in socio-economic and environmental aspects can easily be comprehensively addressed.
20 years ago, the world leaders met to discuss as to what should be priority in the Millennium Development Goals. And I think one of the aspects that was targeted was to support people to get out of urban poverty, especially supporting them to get out of slums and slum-like conditions, and supporting them to get access to basic services, especially water and sanitation. I would like to thank the partnership that we have had with the European Commission, with the ACP Secretariat, with the member states of the ACP that have made us able to achieve. And I think we are here to reflect on how much we have achieved, but also to see how much we still have to do. At this point in time, I think history has one thing to teach us, that since time immemorial, development has been preceded by urbanization. And urbanization is a key driver to socio-economic transformation.
The discussions raised during the conference focus on sharing ideas by looking at different ways some countries use to upgrade disordered places. To upgrade disordered places goes with developing the standard of living of people living in cities, because taking good infrastructures to citizens goes with helping them to live a better life. This is why this conference is pointed at sharing ideas on different programs and fighting against poverty to achieve the Millennium Goals related to the infrastructure to be achieved by 2015. Rwanda was chosen to host the conference, and that's an important thing. It was about time. Rwanda hosted the event while it had its own programs in action to develop the infrastructure in a way that was advantageous to everyone. Participants congratulate Rwanda for the policies they have put in place in the infrastructure field, like the EDPRS2 program and the Vision 2020.
On Rwanda's sector strategic plan, which actually we have designed to answer and make sure that we are also entering into a more sound urbanization strategy. And then here it shows also the scattered settlement which we had in 2006, which was 78%. And then we graduated from scattered settlement to grouped settlement, not necessarily planned, but they are grouped in a way, and this is also facilitating our development. But at the same time, we need to have a very organized and very planned and every other service that we need into an urban area, into an organized rural settlement. And we want the private sector to be part and parcel of this, because they are the ones who are going to act and make things happen in this sector.
I think it is very important for us to have a proper planning of the cities. Integrated planning where there is no ambiguity of what is done where, including the water, the electricity, the sanitation, everything that you've done. Now, once you have a proper planning, then the rest is who comes in terms of financing that kind of infrastructure. Of course, the government has been very crucial in terms of supporting the big projects. In some countries, also we find that the municipal bonds has been very, very helpful, whereby the municipalities usually get regional money, but then it is easier to use a municipal bond to be able to raise more money to finance, which can be repaid by the revenues that are coming from those kind of municipalities. And the issue of credit enhancement means that the people own property. They own land, they own houses, but then once they get those papers, which they call collateral, how do you translate that one as an asset that you can use them in the banking system, where you can easily access money? And by having a system like the way we do here now in Rwanda, that we are developing significantly, where all the land is registered, where all the property is registered, and all of them can easily be accessed through the computer by the banking system, then it becomes easier for the banking system to understand that you cannot easily transfer your ownership of one property another without the system knowing that this one has been transferred. So that helps in terms of anyone using this kind of collateral to raise money from any kind of institution.
The conference covered many topics. The participants got an opportunity to visit the different successful sites Rwanda has made in the construction field. The participants praised the achievements and share the ideas that led up to it. It is true that many things have been achieved, but yet there is still a long way to go. This is why many programs are implemented in order to achieve more. To meet together like this is really important. Everyone learns from each other and every country fits in the programs it creates. Infrastructures go along with many other things. The participants also discussed gender balance and the role women have in helping to achieve the fixed goals. There is also some research made by schools in order to look for solutions to problems occurring in construction. The participants congratulated university students after revealing some of the research they have conducted. The UN Habitat also congratulates everything that has been achieved so far and also insisted on working hand in hand.
Let me first thank the government of Rwanda, Right Honorable Prime Minister, and I will also ask you to pass our thanks to President Kagame for hosting us so well in this city. I will also thank the presence and the contribution of our tripartite alliance between the ICP, the European Union, and UN Habitat. I would like to thank their personal commitment in the ideas and objectives that they are behind the words. And this is extremely important. I think that process in the UN about the revision of the Millennium Development Goals and also the new model for sustaining development in the post-2015 process that now is taking place in the United Nations. It's a parallel process that for us is extremely important because urbanization is key to development.
One of the conclusions made in the conference was to continue the collaboration in the program of upgrading infrastructure. There is also a desire to continue working with private investors, NGOs, and also giving prime time to citizens in programs based in infrastructure. At the conclusion of this conference, all who made a speech congratulated the government of Rwanda on having hosted the conference and how everyone has been treated during their stay in the country. Rwanda has also been congratulated on the progress achieved so far.
Au nom du secrétaire du groupe des États ACP et en mon nom personnel, je remercie vivement Son Excellence M. Paul Kagame, le gouvernement et le peuple rwandais pour cet accompagnement inestimable et le très grand degré de dévouement à l'urbanisation et au PPAB.
Rwanda has been congratulated on its successes considering the dark days it has been through